These walls have seen decades of bloodshed. I've come to Belfast in Northern Ireland and booked a tour of the so-called peace walls. My driver Peter grew up in the shadow of these structures that are designed to keep Catholics and Protestants segregated, so he knows his way around.
They say because they are a temporary structure that they didn't map them, but it's 46 years old. If you pull up your Google Maps today and look, we're standing at the wall, there is no wall there because it doesn't exist.
But for many in Belfast, the walls are a sad reality. TEENA Patrick, who lives in a Protestant neighbourhood, tells me it is still too early to bring the walls down. The gate she lives right next to is only open during the day, and there are good reasons for that.
The last murder that was done here was done on a bicycle or a cycle, a motorbike. So that's on people's minds as well. There's a lot of work needs to be done on the minds of people rather than the physical thing itself.
Almost 20 years after the Good Friday peace agreement between Catholic nationalists and Protestant unionists, she still gets stones and bottles thrown at her house. She was involved in the petition to get what is today Belfast's longest peace wall.
I feel if the wall hadn't have went up, our community would have suffered a domino effect as houses were wrecked and burnt. So the wall then was erected and that saved our community. It was like a barrier of strength around our community.
The concept proved so popular for both Protestant and Catholic communities alike that the number of permanent walls actually increased after the peace agreement in 1998. But my cab driver Peter, a Catholic, tells me there's still hope. At a memorial site for fighters of the IRA terror group, he explains that some residents tore down the cages, protecting their backyard.
Can you see the line on the wall where it existed?
I do.
14 weeks ago, they took it down. For again, that's the perception of your normality and my normality. My normality was this, cages and fences and protection. Your normality is without that. But so for me, these two houses taking them down is a big step forward, a big step forward.
So that's the kind of progress we're looking at?
That's the progress we're looking at.
By these standards, events on Crumlin Road, my next stop, are something akin to a revolution. This is where the first peace wall fell to be replaced by railings. I continue my cab tour. Our next stop is a divided park in North Belfast. It now has a passage connecting both sides.
A new gate open, a few metal grills gone, a wall down, but 98 walls to go. Belfast is living proof of how difficult it is to overcome the invisible dividing lines.
On the Protestant side of the fence, the community worker who helped bring down the first wall in Belfast is MCLAUGHLIN. He believes the remaining walls will only come down if there is the prospect of a better life for local people.
The Good Friday Agreement promised jobs, investment and a better future for this society. In many cases, that promise has yet to be fulfilled. So we still have areas of multiple deprivation, high poverty levels, and those areas today replicate the areas in which the worst parts of the conflict took place in this country.
Cab driver Peter says a Berlin Wall moment is still a distant dream for Belfast. In the meantime, the city can at least profit from the tourists coming to visit the walls.